You had to do the music.
Oh, for those of you who know, you will know. We're talking about the Sandman. And honestly, we're excited about this because this hasn't happened on the Morning Wake Up before. We haven't had experienced and expert sandcastle builders in studio.
Not just experienced, not just expert, but championship winning sandcastle creator, Paul, Brandon, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. Now, your brother Jared is apparently on the way. He's lost somewhere at Auckland City. He's running here at the moment. We might chat to him later.
He'll be puffed.
If he turns up. So, okay, I can't remember when this was, but somewhere over the New Year period, I see the story pop up from Mount Maunganui. Two brothers have built what I would consider the best sandcastle I've ever seen. Was it like a 10-hour marathon effort to build this thing?
Yeah, that's about it.
You're in the news for your sandcastle.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Yeah, it just kind of blew up. Well, actually, someone at the beach, they were like, this is incredible. This is honest. You should contact the Daily Mount Times, whatever. And so we thought about it the morning after, and we're like, oh, should we? You know, being humble and all that. And we're like, why not? Just we'll send him an email. And then from there, everyone else seemed to contact us.
Not a lot happening over New Year's, so any news story is worth getting some clicks on. And that's what everyone wants to see, right? I mean, that's summertime summed up. I mean, a lot of people have had a pretty crap summer. Oh, here we go.
Come on, Jared. Come in there, buddy.
He's out of breath. We'll get.
This is a brother event, so it's not just one brother taking all the glory. So we've got someone else in studio this morning. Jared, Brandon.
Hi, how are
John,
you?
good morning. Yeah, good, bro. You look a little bit out of breath. You good?
Yeah, I made it. So.
Okay, so we're just discussing what would you call it going viral? I don't know, but you're in the news for a sandcastle you built at Mount Maunganui. People listening, you may have seen it if you clicked on it over summer. It's huge. It's a proper castle too. We're not talking buckets being flipped upside down here. Okay, where do you start with building a sandcastle of that magnitude?
Was it your
technique?
intention to actually do that when you got down to the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we did one Boxing Day 2021, 2 years ago. And we kind of made it like a metre high. And we're like, okay, but we've got to do something better. Like this year, you know, we get bored if we do the same thing. So, and we're like, right, we're going to go as big as we can.
Is there a design phase for like how do, because you see these amazing sculptures and you've got like this big tower and then there's like a bridge thing going to like a secondary part of the castle. Do you have to like think all of this out, or does it just sort of carve itself as you go? Does it reveal itself from the sand?
I reckon Paul's an architect, or Jared.
I actually video architecture, believe it or not. But
See, bro?
we're both videographers, so
Oh yeah.
creative genes, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there is a plan. The day before we got a pen and paper and kind of sculpted, we're like, we could do this, we could do this. We have certain shaped size buckets. So this huge, 20-litre bucket, you know.
No, it's bigger. It's like 50 litres. It's like a
50
huge
litres.
rubbish bin that you'd put on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
So we
right.
just got one of those and we just cut the bottom off it so it's like a cylinder. And then you just dump it on the ground and you just fill it with sand.
Oh, right. So you do use like apparatus to
Yeah.
shape and get the consistency of sand.
This is
How do you
important.
like mixture of water? Is it like making cement where you've got
Yeah,
different
totally.
ratios?
Yeah, I mean, if you were to, it might be like 2 parts water to 1 part sand. Or more water than sand anyway, kind of. It depends on the sand, is what we found out this weekend in Mangawhai. At the Mount, the sand is a lot more grainy. It sticks together better, so you need more sand to like weld it together. But the one in Mangawhai was the black sand, and it was like mud almost.
And
You didn't want to put much water and it was really heavy, and so we tried to build up. We tried to build to this 2 metre mark, right? We're going to build 2 towers. This is going to be sick.
Yeah.
But it just kept falling over. Like we tried for 3 hours. We tried 5 or 6 times, and we were just demoralised, honestly, by the end of the competition.
Because we're thinking that because how awesome that sandcastle looked at the Mount, we're thinking surely there's got to be some other product or something in there that allows it to stabilize and allows it to stay solid.
Glue.
No, but are you allowed to? Because I was thinking about it, and I was like, do you have, when concrete gets to a certain thickness, you've got to have like rebar and stuff through it to give it strength. Do you put like sticks or something inside the sand to give it like a skeleton to stick to type thing?
Probably we're always pulling out like shells and twigs and stuff like that. So it's just sand. But then as you're filling up the bucket, we've got a mallet and we bang the outside of the bucket with the mallet to kind of vibrate all of the sand and kind of like seal it down to make like really solid sand. It's all kind of tighten it. Yeah, so there's that. And then you pull the bucket off and then, you just got to start sculpting. Obviously be careful how you sculpt because you don't want to cut away kind of the structural components of the sandcastle.
Start playing Jenga.
Yeah, totally.
Going too fast.
It doesn't always work either.
Tell us about the competition over the weekend.
Well, it was a sculpting competition, so it wasn't just sandcastles. There's a lot of other different things, octopuses,
dolphins, elephants,
things like that. But we obviously did a sandcastle. That's what we know. So 6 hours to complete the build. We got there at 10 a.m. to start right on.
We were the first there, and we were building bang on 10 a.m. because we were going to use the whole 6 hours to build the most epic structure.
You got to get in the head of the competition, right?
Totally.
No matter how early they get there, you guys are there earlier.
We were.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice.
So we were trying to build these 2 meter big, like we did in Boxing Day. We're going to do 2 of them.
The biggest buckets we could find at Bunnings and stack 4 of them on top of each other to get 2 meters.
Okay.
Anyway, so we built it and then it fell over, and a few people watching, they're like, "Oh, gutted."
How far into the build did it fall over the first time?
1 hour.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And then we tried again and fell over, and we tried again.
We went
this
a
time
little
a little bit smaller,
and it still fell over.
Still fell over, and we're gutted. This time it's like 2 hours into the build, 2.5 hours.
And we're like, is the water sand ratio wrong? And then a guy comes up to us local and he says, "Hey guys, just to let you know, no one's ever managed more than a meter at this beach because the sand is just so muddy and it just doesn't work like at other beaches." We're like, and then Paul, we both had the vision and wanted to go big, but Paul more than me. And so there was a little bit of a brotherly domestic of like, "Paul, we need to go a bit smaller. If we do the same thing, we're just going to fail again and again and again." And Paul I gave in, and we just had to go another 2 times.
We tried once or twice more. You try different things, but so we're running out of time, and
so we're like 3 hours into the build and we'd failed 5 times. It just kept falling over, and the muddy sand just couldn't cope with what we wanted to do with it.
Did you decide, you go, okay, all right, Jared, you're right. I'm going to pull the pin and we're going to go small? Is it your decision?
There's compromise. I gave into it.
See, it's hard though, right? Because you're weighing up. You've got to adapt to the environment, but then you've got your vision. So you're trying to balance these 2 things. And when do you cut your losses and be like, okay, regroup, we've got to go plan B or make a plan B and do something else?
Honestly, I was like, Jared, should we just give up? I don't want to build something that's small and it's just not going to be as cool, It's just But we had a bit of a pet talk. We sat down.
Paul had a little bit of a walk around and just
a dark moment
for about 5 minutes. He did. He walked away and he left me to it for
my mate bought me a Coke. I pepped up, and we were like, "Let's do this." So
awesome.
So we had about 2.5 hours to get something done, and then within about 30 minutes of that, the organisers, because everyone else had kind of finished and was mucking around, and it was supposed to be a 4 p.m. finish, and they're like, "Right, we're going to finish at 3 p.m. because the wind's picking up and everyone's just twiddling their thumbs." It's like, oh my gosh, now we've got 90 minutes to build something when we thought we had 6 hours, so we scrambled.
And then you still managed to win.
Yeah.
Unreal.
What was the competition like?
I thought it was really good. Honestly, the junior one.
The junior one was awesome.
The junior, they were so good. It said ocean, and there was this dolphin in the front, and they had brought in bits of materials from
seaweed and shells and stuff like that.
So who judges this? Is there a panel?
Yeah, there's a panel. They seem like quite old people, but some Rotary something.
A lot of experience making sandcastles.
But no, I mean, they put on an awesome competition. It was a lot of fun. So.
Are you guys going to try and go to some sort of world champs or something? Because I've been looking it up. There's some pretty hot competition around the world and some epic looking events. You could travel a long way.
Get in there.
Get some Kickstarter, give a little fun going, and get you to some sandcastle champs.
We've got a few more ideas to practice. So maybe introducing some like a waterfall or some moats or something like that. So go to Bunnings, get like
water feature.
get like a pump or something to pump it up through a hose through the middle and then fall. I don't know. Like,
You know what?
We've got a bit more to experiment with before we go.
Jared, you
further.
mentioned Bunnings twice. Get them on your back, mate. Go approach them and get some sponsorship.
Sponsorship.
with
You
them
need
and
like
get us to the
a.
Worlds.
Could you get a flame? Could you get some sort of propane
Oh,
gas? For, that has like a
some kind of Mad Max
tower
something.
with like a burning
Oh my God.
chimney or something.
Guys, a volcano.
Well,
Get it.
yes, because water.
done.
I mean, a water feature is going to be very hard on a sandcastle because, as you know, water and
Yeah,
sand
yeah, I
tends
know.
to erode the foundations. It wouldn't last very long. I like it. Do you use specialist tools? Are you straight freehand in there?
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Carving instruments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if you're a plasterer, like plastering walls, so
yeah.
those kind of tools, and so we can kind of cut away and chisel.
yeah, like a
and-
paint scraper, things like that.
Okay, I mean, the kids might be already at school, but maybe for some of the parents who are listening now, who might be heading to the beach, in the next couple of months, some tips on, sandcastle building.
Elevating your game.
Yeah.
How do you move into that next level?
Honestly, start small. Get a bucket. Get just this, the carry buckets. One of those.
Just 20 litre, just little classic buckets. Cut the bottom off it, so it's a cylinder. Get a little bit of canola oil to kind of spray inside, so it's
Canola
so you don't,
oil, here we go.
So, you don't, so it doesn't stick, and then get a shovel, fill it with sand, pull it off, carve it away.
Oh, man, these are
Canola oil.
trade
That's-
secrets.
It is a trade secret.
Honestly,
but-
that canola oil.
That's the best
before the
thing.
Boxing Day. I woke up. It's like because you get the sticks when you pull
Yeah,
it
you
up.
need a lubricant on the
yeah,
inside of it.
totally
Yeah.
do.
And I was like, why don't we just do canola oil? So we bought that and
Works.
spray it all up.
Spray on
It's a
barbecue
dream.
spray.
Perfect. It's the
You, eh?
best.
Okay, all right, got you, mate.
Yeah.
See, this is good.
Okay, well, thanks, guys, for coming in. Appreciate your time, and congratulations again on the success.
Yeah,
Cool,
thank you.
very, very, very cool.
It's good
Thanks for
fun.
having us.
So that's all it's
Hey,
about.
well, you never know. The Olympics is adding in some weird events lately. They've been trying to modernise, so
Yeah,
who
maybe,
knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I reckon you take up Bjorn's suggestion and look up these worlds, man, and go make us proud. Go put New Zealand on the back, mate.
Maybe in a year from now, ask us again, and then
Yeah,
who
good.
knows?
Well, we will.